Thank you so much for joining our Zoom conference. I'm Martin Weiss, founder of Weiss Ratings, the first and only rating agency to cover cryptocurrencies. And we're waiting right now for Juan Villaverde to join this conference as well. Stand by. He should be logging on momentarily. But before he does, let me tell you why it's so urgent that you meet him. To my knowledge, he's the only crypto analyst in the world who called the beginning of the last bull market, practically to the day. Just 3 days after he made that call, Bitcoin and other cryptos hit rock bottom. And that was the beginning of the largest bull market of any asset class on the planet. On the day Juan made that call, investors who understood that risk and were glad to buy at bargain prices could have seen our list of high-rated coins surge dramatically. Bitcoin rose 20-fold. Ethereum surged 54 times. Cardano jumped 102 times. And one super crypto skyrocketed 234 times. All in a typical 3-year bull market cycle. Now, if you missed that opportunity, don't look back, because now Juan has declared the beginning of a brand new bull market cycle. And like the last one, he predicts it will continue for approximately 3 full years. Like the last one, he predicts it could again generate some of the best returns for investors of any asset class on the planet. Today, in the short time we have together, Juan will demonstrate how he picks the bottoms and the tops in the market, and how average investors can do it too. We will cover the cryptos that our ratings have identified as the most likely big winners in this new bull market cycle. We will lay out 5 basic steps investors can follow. And plus, hold on, here he comes now. Let me switch to my webcam and put on my headset.
There we go. Oh,
Hey, Juan, you're 30 seconds late.
am I?
Well, maybe I'm the one who was a bit early. Anyhow, we got your big bottom signal when Bitcoin was making its recent big bottom. We then got your signal that the new bull market is underway. And now I have a whole batch of questions from investors, plus a few of my own. Ready to give us your answers?
Yep, all set. Fire away, Martin.
Okay. Before you joined, I was telling everyone about that memorable crypto buy signal you gave back in December 2018. So let's start there, okay? Tell us the exact date.
December 12th, 2018.
And then Bitcoin bottomed on?
Bitcoin bottomed on December 15th, 2018, 3 days later.
Which, of course, was the bottom of the bull market that lasted nearly 3 years, right?
That's right.
Okay, for reference, give us the data on how much your favorite coins rose from the bottom to the peak.
I was 3 days early. I did not pick the exact bottom. So the numbers I have here are from the day that I made the call, not from the actual bottom itself. Okay.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, so from that day, December 12th, 2018, Bitcoin went up 20x, Ethereum rose 54 times, Cardano rose 102x.
And one super crypto skyrocketed 234 times. So if we put that into dollar terms and you had a $10,000 initial investment, that could have grown to as much as what, $2,340,000?
Right. The exact figure at the top of the market was $2,333,746.
$2,333,746.
You should know, though, that I did not pick the exact top. I waited for confirmation, which came after the first significant correction. Then I issued a series of sell signals.
Okay. So, but that's what you did. Now let me ask you, what do you think most investors did at that time?
I would guess that most people missed the big bottom in 2018.
Why do you think most people missed it?
For the same reason they're probably going to miss it this time around. Everybody's too negative, pessimistic. They think it's going to go to zero.
And that includes not only cryptocurrencies, but it includes Web3, it includes artificial intelligence.
AI enforced government documents, government currency. It's going to be able to
wreck our systems unless we have a secure, trusted, verifiable way to check the validity of data. And the only way you can do that is with a blockchain.
The only way to protect us from that is with the blockchain. Behind the scenes, you have all these amazing crypto advances and tech innovations.
And everybody says, oh, it's the end of crypto. This is it.
So when they say it's the end of crypto, it really means to you the end of that particular bear market and the beginning of a new bull market.
To contrast what people are saying with what prices are doing, you notice a discrepancy.
Okay, that's just the setup. So what else do you look for?
Like we always say, I don't start looking for the bottom until it's time.
So at the end of the day, it's about time.
Markets can look pretty chaotic. When you just look at prices, oh, high volatility, we don't know where it's going, look at all these headlines. But if instead of doing that, you just tune out all the noise, stop reading the headlines, and just count time, you're going to notice that markets are actually pretty regular. Crypto in particular, because so far the pattern of year-long bear markets, about 12 months, give or take a month. You start at the top, you count 12 months, and the low is going to be around that time. In spite of all the headlines, in spite of the world coming to an end, the bottom is always around a year from the top.
You just tune out all the garbage and just listen to the beat of the market.
And then you start noticing that markets are not that chaotic. They're actually pretty orderly when you look at the time element.
Since we're talking about time, right? And the rhythm of time, tell us about the time markers you see ahead in the market for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, for any other coin that you're tracking closely.
Okay, so this is a chart of Bitcoin in 2018. All right. The dashed line is when I made the call. This is December 12th, 2018. And the solid line is the actual bottom, right?
And the only people still holding Bitcoin are what they call hodlers, right?
We call them diamond hands now, Martin.
Oh.
They're the diamond hands. Yeah, the name changed.
So let's move ahead and see what happens after that. You give the second signal.
It's a few days before this pop. I remember this pop was epic because Bitcoin went up like 20% on a single day. And it was a huge move.
I see.
Almost triple in a few months.
Okay, so then let's move forward.
And so we move forward, and now we're in bull market territory. Now things are looking good. We had the rally post-COVID. After the COVID crash, after all this drama, Bitcoin is back above 10,000 in late July of 2020. And this is when we load up the truck, basically. At this point, we're just fully invested.
Perfect. Wow.
And yeah, it just goes. And it just goes.
It just keeps going and going and going. It's better than the ever-ready battery.
And now we have one final leg up. Bitcoin goes all the way up to 70,000 in November. Just like in the last cycle, it wasn't exactly 20,000. It was just under 20,000. And this cycle, it was just under 70,000. Just market historian here. I think that's a fun fact.
Yeah, as you say that, I'm wondering what the next big round number is going to be. But we'll save that for later.
And so now I'm going to draw another line because I want to be clear about what happened as I call the top. So to me, the catalyst for calling the top was the Fed. The Fed was going to hike. I was writing about it in 2021 saying, I think the Fed is going to hike and that's going to kill the bull. And so what happened is the Fed announces they're going to hike in November, market tumbles immediately.
Okay, because we were of the theory prior to this that if we followed prior market cycles, there would be a final hyperbolic blowout, right?
That was our base case. However, we had this line.
That orange line you just drew, right? It doesn't give a damn about theories. It doesn't give a damn about what you might think is going to happen, hyperbolic or not. It just says this is it or not.
Correct. And it said, sadly, in early December, I remember this day specifically because this is actually a big down move. That was the end. Early December, the model says, bull market over.
Throughout this period, other crypto analysts who are, perma-bulls, they're continually looking for the big bottom, and they say, oh, now this is the bottom. No, this is the bottom, and this is the bottom. And every time they take it on the chin. And so that's where people start getting more and more discouraged because it's like the boy who cried wolf. They don't believe anybody anymore. Yeah,
it's important to remember there's still plenty of bulls here. Even as Bitcoin was going to 30,000 and below, still plenty of bulls. Prices stabilize after that.
At this point, you don't call a bottom because the bear market is not 1 year old yet. It's only 6 months old.
Correct.
And so you're not even looking for a big bottom yet.
It's not time yet.
Okay. And that doesn't happen until
November.
So to zoom in and show us exactly how you saw this signal you gave. Oh, I see it there myself. It's almost like saying, hey, here I am.
Yes.
So now let's skip forward to when the big signal is here.
All right. So for that, I need another line.
Okay.
Model works on lines.
All right.
Next line.
Okay.
This is January 12th. But everybody's saying, oh, it's the death of crypto. Genesis is going to default. The entire industry is going to go under. But I'm watching the downtrend line.
And it's getting closer.
And that is the signal. That tells our model that you can rule out any crash. You can rule out any incoming sell-off. The market is stable.
But the actual buy signal you sent out was for Ethereum.
It was for Ethereum.
Can you show us the Ethereum chart?
So Ethereum has a few differences that are very noteworthy. So the first one is, here's what the June low is. The red line.
It never even came close to the June low.
No, it never crossed it. So even though FTX was crashing and collapsing and the industry's going to die and all of that stuff, Ethereum is not even making new lows. It looks much more solid.
I see.
Ethereum will outperform again, but also establish itself as a new crypto benchmark.
Could you explain that for us?
Ethereum went through a big major upgrade in September of 2022.
Right.
It transitioned to proof of stake, even though a lot of people said this would never happen. It did happen. It gave a catalyst in the midst of a bear market. ETH rallied strongly on the back of that news.
That has never been happened before in a bear market. Always.
Not only that, this is very important. This hasn't happened with an altcoin, period. This is the first time that a major altcoin does this.
Okay. So, big picture, what's obvious to me from this discussion, that even more so than in any other asset class, timing in crypto is absolutely critical, right? Timing is absolutely critical. Investors who get it right can make fortunes. Investors who get it wrong can lose fortunes. So, give us some clues regarding how you go about timing the market and how investors can do something similar.
Right. So the way you do it is you count time. So you count the number of days between low and low. And this is what we do.
Between low and low, not between top and top.
Between top and top is not as regular. You can still do it, but the way it's set up the model is from low to low.
Okay.
And so in that, I have identified 4 main cycles, starting with a 20-day cycle. So again, this is from low to low. So every 20 days, crypto markets make a low. Following that, if you add up 4 of those 20-day cycles, you have an 80-day cycle. This is what is known in the model as a trading cycle. This is what we trade around.
The 80-day cycle.
The 80-day cycle is what we trade around. We base trends on the 80-day cycle and what have you. It's very important. If you take 4 of those 80-day cycles, you have one 320-day cycle. So it's a yearly cycle, also very prominent in crypto. It's not like a Swiss clock.
Uh-huh.
You don't just set it to 80 days and then forget it and check back in after 80 days. There's some variance in the duration of each cycle. Then we have the 4-year cycle. I have it down to a science of sorts, but there's a lot more that goes into it than just counting time. Yes, counting time is the main factor, but there are other things. So this is why around big bottoms, I break it down into 2 signals. The first signal is a heads up. It's time to accumulate. It looks like the big bottom is near or already past. Mm-hmm. And then the second signal, which I think is the most important, and that tells us that yes, the first signal is now confirmed. We are in a new bull market.
What's your forecast for this next cycle it has just begun? First, focus on the similarities, and we can cover the differences at another time.
All right. So similarities is what you would expect. Super high volatility. Crypto assets are known for being super volatile, especially to the upside. Mm-hmm. So I expect that to stay the same. See no signs that that's going to change. The other one that I think is the most important is once the signal is confirmed, the market will not trade below that price ever. As the most important thing. When I say a new bull market or a new cycle is beginning, what I'm saying is that bottom that we just confirmed It will never be crossed. I expect this bull run to continue for 3 years. A select group of altcoins at the beginning is going to outperform Bitcoin by orders of magnitude. And then toward the end of the bull market, every altcoin outperforms Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. So in the beginning of the bull market, you have to be careful and select only the ones that have the really best technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once the frenzy begins,
basically anything with low market cap, people will buy because it's crypto. So at the end of the frenzy, and when you enter the frenzy stage, it's anything that's crypto, it has a silly name to it, boom, it goes up more than Bitcoin.
Okay, but at that point, are you going to join the crowd and buy some of that crap, or are you going to stay away from it?
No, we're going to stay away from it. Okay. We're going to buy things that we think can fly high, but are also good, fundamentally speaking.
Okay, now that leads me to the next big topic. Which major crypto assets do you believe have the best chance of being among the top winners in this new bull market?
The 6 names that I've got on my list are Bitcoin, Ethereum, plus 4 others. Mm-hmm. They're all very liquid. They're very easy to trade. And I predict they will be among the biggest winners in this new bull market. But this can change, or I could be wrong. So investors can't just buy and forget. The more research they do, the better. Just be sure to use reliable sources and ideally objective sources that rely on objective data.
Absolutely. Very important. Now, a few days ago, you and I texted about altcoins and we were talking about Ethereum, but then you changed the subject to another altcoin.
It's not a blue chip recognized name like Ethereum or Bitcoin, but it's also not it's not a shitcoin. Okay.
That's the official name nowadays, isn't it? It's not a curse word anymore, but it's the actual term in the crypto dictionary.
Correct. So my main point is that is a mid-cap coin with, I think, a remarkable future ahead of it.
Why is that?
So number one is it's not an altcoin competing with Ethereum. It's probably the only one that it builds on Ethereum. All the competition, all the other smart contract platforms, there's many. Mm-hmm. What they're trying to do is steal market share from Ethereum. And they've had some success, but it's very hard to beat a crypto's network effect. Mm-hmm. So once it has an established network, and Ethereum has that, the biggest community in all of crypto, once you've established that, it's very hard to steal that. You can develop better technology, but you're not going to steal that community. Very, very difficult to do. It's symbiotic to Ethereum. So what it does is it is attached to it, and it makes it faster and cheaper. This is what I like. Another thing that I like is that it's a great platform to build NFTs on. And they have actually, over the past year, they partnered with many big names, many big brands to develop NFTs on there. A lot of people think of an NFT as just a JPEG with value in it. That's a joke. Oh, it's just an image, with value attached to it and it's overpriced. But what the NFTs I'm talking about here are what I call utility NFTs. So NFTs that people want to buy because they get something out of it. Is not just bragging rights. Could be part of a community that you want to be part of, or it could be discounts, it could be tickets, it could be really anything. That's the NFT. Potentially, the NFT market is the biggest we've ever seen in crypto.
Tickets to a football game, and so forth. Right.
It really can be anything. It's really the sky's the limit.
Our colleague here at Weiss, Maria Matic, just sent us the list of companies that this crypto is partnering with. Adobe,
Adidas, MasterCard, Meta, Reddit, Starbucks, the NFL, Walt Disney.
Hey, these are mainstream, well-known brands.
It has everything I like. It has great technology and it's getting a lot better. We haven't even talked about that. It trades very well, like I just said. It has great prospects for mass adoption. And the team. The team is just amazing. I know some of them personally and we've chatted online. And they just have their eyes on the ball. They really know what they're doing. They understand how to scale crypto. They understand how to do it. They understand what makes it appealing to brands, for example. That's why they're so focused on NFTs. So if you look at their marketing team, their tech team, everything is just top of the line. One of my favorite projects.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm going to call this crypto the Super Ethereum, or Super ETH for short. But first, I want to go back to Bitcoin and Ethereum and ask you a very important question. From the day you called the last big bottom through the end of that 3-year bull market, Bitcoin rose 20x and Ethereum rose 54x. So the question is, do you predict Bitcoin and Ethereum will again deliver that kind of performance this time around?
No. Why do you look so surprised?
I'm not surprised. I mean, we've talked about this before, but I'm wondering why they won't do as well and what to do about it.
All right. So the reason is pretty simple. These assets were not as liquid back then. So as they get more liquid and grow in market size, their moves get smaller. So it didn't take as much capital to move them, but now it's going to take a lot more.
And that's a good thing because you want, as an investor, you don't just want super duper, skyrocketing move. You also want a little bit more stability because with the skyrocketing moves also comes crashing declines.
We have a name for this in finance, Martin. It's the risk-adjusted return. So the risk-adjusted return is very good for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for these established names.
Okay. But if you want to have a crack at the kind of big high rises that we saw, then what?
That's why we have some of the newer names in our mix as well. That's why I said, hey, listen, this list is what we have today. We may include other names in the list as the market develops.
Right. So let me summarize. On the short list of top coins to buy, we have Bitcoin. We have the Super ETH we just talked about. Plus, we have two other names. So Bitcoin plus three altcoins. And when we first talked about them a few days ago, I double checked. I'm pleased to see that all of them get a good Weiss rating. This means a lot to me. In fact, I want to talk about the other two names, but before we do that, please give us some insight into the science behind what you do.
We have our crypto ratings model that we use to select what we think are the best assets, and then we use the crypto timing model to pick the best timing to trade. And the crypto ratings model it covers three main areas. One is technology, basically how this thing is built. Then there's adoption. So how is it performing in the real world? Is it being used or not? And number three is market performance. How does it trade? So that the traders recognize that it has good technology and good adoption. If all of these three factors line up, you pick the asset to trade. And then the crypto timing model is to time the cycles, the 20-day cycle, the 80-day cycle, the 320-day cycle, the 4-year cycle. And we use all of these 4 cycles in combination to pick the times to buy and sell.
Each of these models, I must say, was a massive undertaking by you, Juan, by our data scientists, our developers, in other words, computer programmers. It's all about giving investors a sense of why we developed our crypto timing model and why we feel it's so important to do everything humanly possible to identify the big bottom and later identify the big top. Not just to go for profits, but hey, also to avoid losses, right?
Right. And that's what I do with the servers that I run. I use the same data that I showed you here. I use the exact same models, same calculations, and all of the things that we discuss here today. The exact same tools. And this is what we try to do.
Great. Any more charts you want to share on your screen right now?
No, but there's a few more critical points that I'd still like to make.
Okay, stand by, because right now I want to talk about some great reports you and your team have written about each of these opportunities. So viewers can download them as soon as we're done with this Zoom conference today. As the founder of Weiss Crypto Ratings, I'm very proud of what you guys have done, and it gives me great pleasure to brag about your work. Let me switch over to my other camera and my microphone.
Sure.
It all begins with the Weiss Crypto Ratings. One crypto commentator wrote, "Your transparent and unbiased ratings will bring light to the darkness and murky crypto world." Forbes, CNBC, Fortune, Motley Fool, and many others told their readers about the importance of the Weiss Crypto Ratings. And crypto blogs all over the world have praised our Weiss Ratings experts for their uncanny accuracy in pinpointing the best cryptos to buy and the right time to buy them. Now, this bull market is giving investors a brand new opportunity. Among the biggest investment opportunities I've personally seen since I founded this research and ratings company more than a half century ago. Clearly, this is an investment class that has already generated some of the greatest percentage gains of any sector of any economy on the planet. And it's an investment class that we predict could again greatly outperform other asset classes. So for investors who have extra money to invest and even to lose, who are ready to jump on this opportunity, all our work leads us to the prediction that this is probably the best time in the cycle to buy what could again be one of the best performing asset classes in the world. Of course, each investor may choose a different path, but here are the 5 steps that we believe make the most sense overall. Step number 1, avoid the garbage coins. I won't use the, quote, official term that Juan used. We currently rate over 1,000 cryptocurrencies, and the overwhelming majority do not get good grades. Among the worst, let me name 7 right here and now. Ardor, Filecoin, Holo, Hyperion, Kusama, Mina Protocol, OneChain, and these are just examples. So I think crypto investors should also carefully review the complete list in our special report, 166 cryptos to dump now. Personally, I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. And the data we have tells us that they're a pile of garbage and hype. Just by avoiding these kinds of low-rated cryptos, I think investors can cut their risk by a pretty wide margin. Of course, with any investment, eliminating all risk is impossible, which is especially true for cryptocurrencies. And that's why I say it's so important for crypto investors to focus on the few that are at or near the top of our Weiss ratings list. If there ever was a time folks considered buying cryptocurrencies in the past, but decided not to buy and then lived to regret it, I firmly believe this is the time to make up for that lost opportunity. Or on the flip side, if there ever was a time that folks did buy, but paid crazy high prices and then lost a lot of money, well, I say this is the time to potentially recoup those losses. Or better, we're here to do everything we can to help crypto investors avoid those kinds of traps and take advantage of what we firmly believe are some of the lowest prices you'll see in the 3-year bull market cycle. Which leads me to step 2, building a stake in Bitcoin. As you probably know, Bitcoin is fast becoming the world's leading escape hatch. It's one of the most popular havens for anyone afraid of the crazy things that governments do. Spending money like drunken sailors, printing money like madmen, and invading the freedom of private individuals, obstructing the growth of private enterprise, or worse. So it should come as no surprise that a growing number of investors and even institutions are fed up with government excesses and overreach. And in our view, that alone is a strong argument for Bitcoin. Even if we discard every prediction about the market, I feel we can make a very strong argument that Bitcoin is a vital asset simply because of its history as a long-term, immutable store of value that's not under the boot of any central bank or any government. The big question we always ask is not whether or not to own Bitcoin, it's when to own Bitcoin. And to help investors figure that out, Juan and team have a second special report for you to download right now. The Ultimate Bitcoin Timing Guide, how to pick the big bottoms and the big tops with confidence. In this report, Juan teaches investors how to time the entire Bitcoin cycle, how to recognize when the 3-year bull market cycle is still in its early stages, like it is now, and it's still a good time to buy, and later, how to recognize when it's ending and it's a good time to sell. If investors can better understand just those 2 critical points, I think that alone could make a tremendous difference in the results. But in this guide, Juan goes beyond that. He also demonstrates how he uses the 80-day cycle to help pick intermediate bottoms and intermediate tops in the Bitcoin market. So if investors miss the big bottom or they want to buy more along the way, this can help them identify new buying opportunities. And here's the key. Once investors gain a better sense of how to time major up and down moves in Bitcoin, they can usually apply that same intelligence to time the up and down moves in other major cryptos. Bitcoin is the benchmark, and almost all of the cryptos follow in the same time horizon as Bitcoin. Just saying buy Bitcoin is a no-brainer, and anyone can do that. But do they know when to sell Bitcoin? That's what I feel 90% of investors get wrong. I think that simple extra bit of intelligence alone, when to sell, can make the difference between a great victory and a crushing failure. The ultimate Bitcoin timing guide, how to pick the big bottoms and big tops with confidence, this report can be the key to making that difference for investors. Step 3, download our third free report. This crypto rose 234x. Can it happen again? I know. Making gains of 234x may sound crazy, and it's certainly not typical, but in the last 3-year bull market, 234x gains is exactly what we saw with one of our high-rated coins. In this report, we named that coin. We show you how it did the huge 234x gains in the last 3-year bull market, and we give you our forecast for its performance in this new 3-year bull market that has just started. Plus, we provide a list of other cryptos that we feel are among the best candidates for large gains. Just bear in mind, picking super winners like this one with 2020 hindsight is a lot easier than picking them for the future. And like Juan said, do not expect the next Bitcoin bull market to be as spectacular as the previous one. That's another reason why I think our crypto ratings are so important. We cover over 1,000 digital assets. We take a deep dive into their technology. We look at their real-world adoption and their market performance. We crunch terabytes of data with a strict discipline that has nothing to do with hype, nothing to do with greed, nothing to do with fear. And with all that work, I think we do a pretty good job of finding some diamonds in the rough. Now, Juan has the track record to prove it, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. Step 4 is to seriously consider buying the Super ETH coin Juan told you about a moment ago. As he explained, there are plenty of struggling projects trying to compete with Ethereum. This one is probably the only one that builds on Ethereum, and it's already ramping up in a big way. Juan provides all the details in his bonus report, Super ETH, the coin running circles around Ethereum while powering its growth. In this report, he explains why he believes its technology is far superior to any other Ethereum-type crypto. He explains how it benefits directly from the growth of Ethereum and vice versa. He writes about its prospects for mass adoption by millions of users. He shows why getting all those big brands for their NFTs is so important, how it's helping them grab up market share. He also provides the specs on precisely how and when crypto investors should buy this crypto, including how much they may want to allocate in their portfolio compared to their other crypto investments. Then, as with all our materials, it's up to each person to make their own decisions in the context of their individual goals and risk tolerance. I think this Super ETH crypto is especially exciting, but we've saved the most exciting opportunity of all for last. Ready? Here goes. Step 5, hop on the biggest tech megatrend of our era, AI, artificial intelligence. We're not talking about AI that's developed by traditional tech companies. When investors buy the shares in those companies, they're also investing in a bunch of products that have nothing to do with AI. In fact, if some of those big tech companies have, say, 10% of their business in AI-related products, that's probably a lot. The other 90%, or much more, have little or nothing to do with AI. So if an investor wants pure AI, We don't think that's the best path to follow. Instead, we feel the most direct and rapid path to AI is via the crypto world. Cryptos that give investors a direct, virtually pure stake in high-powered AI and nothing but high-powered AI. So here's what we've done at Weiss Ratings. We've created a task force of researchers dedicated to AI in the crypto world. We poured through scores of projects and we picked out the one AI-related crypto which we believe has the best chance of becoming the outstanding winner. All the details are in our bonus report, AI Wonder, the #1 artificial intelligence crypto in the world today. In it, we reveal how among all the high-rated cryptos on our list of all types, it's already the #1 performer so far this year. We explain why we predict its rise could be just the beginning of a multi-year growth explosion. We cover the vast diversity of AI projects it has already undertaken successfully, plus we cover 3 new promising projects that it's launching right now. We point out how just 1 or 2 of these projects could help propel its value higher, and we also provide guidelines for how to fit this into a model crypto portfolio, where, when, and how much to invest. That's 4 cryptos, all with high Weiss ratings, all highly recommended by Juan and team. Should investors put all their money in these 4 cryptos? No, of course not. But with the profit potential we see ahead, investors shouldn't have to invest a lot of money to achieve results that can make a difference. Read our reports, then decide whether it's the right move for you and how much you're comfortable investing. No promises or guarantees, but in every past 3-year bull market, it should have been sufficient for investors to put up just a few $100s and still have the opportunity to see a significant positive impact on their overall portfolio. In that sense, we predict the opportunity investors have today will be very similar. And I think the 5 simple steps I've just reviewed could make it a lot easier to avoid the pitfalls along the way. 5 simple steps, each explained in our 5 bonus reports. Now, we sell these reports separately for $79 each, but you get them at 0 cost when you accept a trial to our flagship newsletter dedicated to cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about Juan Villaverde's Weiss Crypto Investor. Each month, Juan and his co-editor, Nilas Mativ, bring you fresh, hot, money-making opportunities. Remember, Juan is the crypto researcher and advanced mathematician who's the main architect of our crypto ratings model, of our crypto timing model. He's the man who picked the bottom in Bitcoin in December of 2018, after which select cryptos rose 20 times, 54 times, 102 times, even 234 times. And he's a trader with a truly stellar real-time track record. I know this because my data team and I have reviewed all of the cryptocurrency recommendations he's made in our investment and trading services from the very first day we published them early in 2018 until the last day of January 2023. Assuming subscribers acted on Juan's trading recommendations after we sent them via email or text, we estimate those investors would have seen the following results: 49 winning trades with an average gain of 319%, 25 losing trades with an average loss of 36%. That provided subscribers the opportunity to harness 2 powerful advantages. Advantage number 1, there were nearly twice as many winning trades as losing trades. Advantage number 2, the average gain on each winner was 8.8 times larger than the average loss on each loser. All told, subscribers had the opportunity to benefit from 74 trades with an overall average gain of 198.9% on each trade. I repeat, 74 trades, average gain per trade of 198.9%. That includes all his crypto trades, whether open or closed, and whether winners or losers. And get this track record covers a period that includes not only the last bull market, but also 2 bear markets when most other investors lost a lot of money. In his monthly Wise Crypto Investor, Juan alerts subscribers to crypto trades that he believes could be among the best long-term plays going forward. Plus, he also warns about hyped-up cryptos that may look good on the surface, but based on the Wise Crypto ratings should be avoided like the plague. Each month, subscribers get Juan's latest forecasts about the broad crypto market, plus the hottest recommendations they can review to position themselves for maximum potential gains. Normally, 1 year of Wise Crypto Investor is $129, which I think is a bargain given the wealth of info it contains. But I don't want you to pay even that much. Provided you respond on this page, you can take $80 off. Just click on the button below now, and we'll send you 12 monthly issues for just $49. That's less than 14 cents a day. Probably less than what's in the cracks of your couch. What's more, when you join now, we'll also give you immediate access to download all 5 of our bonus reports with the specific instructions on the 5 steps we've told you about today, all as my thank you for giving Wise Crypto Investor a try. I believe that's pretty much all you need to get started immediately. Still, in the fast-moving world of crypto, I also think it's important to stay up to date with the latest news daily. So with that in mind, you will also get a subscription to our Wise Crypto Daily. This is the free e-letter we publish 6 days a week. The crypto world moves faster than practically any other market on the planet. So our Wise Crypto Daily keeps investors on the cutting edge of all things crypto. Our team of crypto experts alert subscribers to up-and-coming opportunities. We warn about the scams and misinformation. We provide our unbiased responses to the breaking crypto news of the day. Plus, I have one more important gift I think you'll absolutely love, and that's absolutely priceless. We give subscribers free access to special video interviews with our crypto experts, exploring crypto trends and profit opportunities that are often not available from any other source. They review the latest news and changes on our crypto ratings. They cover the latest on our crypto timing model and the latest on our recommended coins, plus much, much more. Just listen to what others are saying.
The Wise cryptocurrency ratings are not based on fashionable trends, friendship, or opinions. They're based on tens of thousands of daily calculations on each cryptocurrency. They are scientific and 100% objective. That's what gives investors the truly greatest profit potential in several generations.
I welcome that you're now part of the cryptocurrency industry, bringing along your analytical mind and fearlessness. Welcome and bravo. It takes a great mind to do what you did in the industry, albeit controversial.
You saved me and my father a lot of money back in 1999 and in 2008 by warning us of the cesspool banks and companies that were ready to implode. It's nice to see you're looking into crypto now. Look forward to following your research and grades.
Try Wise Crypto Investor for 12 full months. If you're not absolutely thrilled with the results you achieve, just let us know and we'll rush you a full refund, no questions asked. We'll give you back every penny you've paid for your membership, and you can still keep all 5 of your special reports and all the issues that we've sent you, my gift to you. And you can do that even if you cancel on the very last day. Click the button below and join now for just 14 cents a day. Then instantly download all 5 bonus reports. Bonus report number 1, the ultimate Bitcoin timing guide, how to pick the big bottom and big tops with confidence. Sold separately for $79. Bonus report number 2, 166 cryptos to dump now. Also sold separately for $79. Bonus report number 3, this crypto rose 234x. Can it happen again? Also a $79 value. Bonus report number 4, Super ETH, the coin running circles around Ethereum while powering its growth, a $79 value. Bonus report number 5, AI Wonder, the number 1 artificial intelligence crypto in the world today, also a $79 value. So you get 5 special reports worth $79 each, or $395 for the 5. You get 12 monthly issues of Juan's Wise Crypto Investor, normally $129. You get over 300 daily updates to our Wise Crypto Daily e-letter, which I think is priceless. Plus, you get special video interviews with our experts, also priceless. In sum, you get a total value of $524. But your total all-in cost today is just $49. You save a whopping $475, provided that is you respond on this page and while this offer is still available. My friend, we're living in a unique moment in time, a moment when a new crypto bull market has just been born, and when the very nature of money and its technology is undergoing drastic change, usually for the better. If you don't want to be just an observer sitting on the sidelines, if you want to be a part of this great money revolution, try Wise Crypto Investor for 1 full year. If you're not thrilled with the results, just let me know and I'll rush you a full refund, even if it's the very last day of your membership. And you can still keep all your gifts my way and Juan's way of saying thank you for giving Wise Crypto Investor a try. Hey, Juan, are you still there? What's that last point you wanted to make?
Here's the main point that I want to make. The Bitcoin bottom is behind us based on our timing model. So I predict that there's no better opportunity to buy it in the future.
Thank you, Juan. And thank you, our viewers, for joining us today. Good luck and God bless.